Evening, one and all. Good evening. How are you all, guys?
Good, sir.
Good, sir.
Very good.
Fine, sir. How about you?
So today you
Fine, sir.
all
How are
can
you?
hear me clearly, and there is no disturbance, I think.
Yeah,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We can hear you clearly.
Very good. So Akshara, I think Akshara, who is it? Akshara only, right? Yes. Akshara, you'll be having a test on, like, I'll be telling the topic. So you'll be having a MCQ test only, not descriptive. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So let me share the screen. Let's start the class. Okay. So first of all, let's go with the from. So let me revise what we did yesterday in the last class. Okay. So what we learned, we just started with the quadratic equation. Quadratic equation is nothing but we equate quadratic polynomial with a constant. Okay, and it will be having degree 2, and that is a quadratic equation. Okay, that was a standard. What was the standard form of the quadratic equation? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and a shouldn't be equal to 0. Why? Why? Because it becomes a linear equation if you make a is equal to 0. That is the reason. And where a comma b and c belongs to what? Real numbers. Okay, this is what we learned. And here a, b, c are coefficient of x squared, x, and x to the power of 0. C is a constant term. We have seen, this is what we have seen in the last class. And now in today's class, we'll see how to solve these quadratic equations. Let's see how to solve this today. Guys, can you see the screen now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
one second, I think I think someone is texting. Who is this guy? Guys, many of you are joining somewhat late. Kindly please do join on the time. Okay, guys. Children, join on the time. Many of you are joining somewhat late.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Look at this here. So standard form of quadratic equation we did. Next, solving quadratic equation by factorization. Very, 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 very important. And let me tell you before getting into this, let me tell you one thing here. Quadratic equation is very, very, very important topic. Why? Because it's an easy topic as well as very important topic. Why I'm telling you like this? It is very important for JEE mains. It is very important for JEE mains. JEE mains is what? After class 12 you write this exam for engineering, for doing engineering, for doing BTech, BE. All right. Getting my point? For BArch, BE, BTech, for doing these courses, you will write JEE mains. Okay. So if I write JEE mains, we will be getting into NITs. NIT is nothing but National Institute of Technology. Okay. There are several NITs across all states in India. So you'll be getting into those NITs. Okay. That is very, 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 very important. If you get into that, your life will be very, 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 very good. So for doing that, we have to write JEE mains. For writing JEE mains, you have to prepare very well. For preparing very well, what you have to do, you have to listen the classes very well. You shouldn't be physically present and mentally absent in the class. Listen what I'm saying in the class. We'll go slow with a clean and cut. Each and every concept we'll discuss with a neat and clear cut explanation. No problem. If at all you get any doubt in between, you just immediately don't delay it. Immediately ask it. Okay. If at all you have any question, doubt, we will discuss after the class, or we will be having a doubt session separately. Then you can share your doubts. Then I could clear your doubts. In regular class, we'll be discussing concept and solving questions. Doubt session will be having separately. I'm telling each and everyone, Doubt session will be having separately. On that day, you can clarify your doubts. If at all you have any doubts, please do share it on WhatsApp. We have a WhatsApp, right? In a WhatsApp, app, you can share that your doubts. Okay. Hope it is clear.
Okay, sir.
You share your doubts so that I can take it and explain to every one of you. So yes, now look at it. Roots of quadratic equation. Root is nothing but what? Roots is nothing but solutions or zeros. Getting my point? Solutions or zeros, as we know that. See, first of all, look at this here. Let me say ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. If I say x is equal to alpha is a root. Okay. X is equal to alpha is what? X is equal to alpha is what? This is the root.
A root.
If root is nothing but if I substitute that alpha in place of x, which means what? That would be satisfying. That equation would be what? Getting satisfied like this. What I meant to say here, if I substitute that alpha in place of x, okay, if I substitute that alpha in place of x, my LHS is equal to RHS. Okay, sir, what is the example for that? Look at it, x square minus 4. This is in fact x square minus 4 is equal to 0 beta. So now look at it, how can I write this? X square minus 4 is equal to 0. Can I write x square minus 2 square is equal to 0? Which can be written as x plus 2 into x minus 2. All right, now is equal to 0. Here x is equal to either minus 2 or x is equal to 2. These are the solutions of what? The given quadratic equation. What is the quadratic equation I have given to you here? This is the quadratic equation or not? This is a quadratic equation or not, beta? Tell me, yes or no? Yes, it is a quadratic equation. Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll do verification here. What we do here? Verification. What verification? We got two roots. Let's substitute these roots in a quadratic equation and verify whether they are real, whether they are solutions of given quadratic equations or not. Let's check once. Look at it here. If x is equal to minus 2, okay, what is the quadratic equation given to you? X square minus 4 is equal to 0. So minus 2 whole square minus 4 is equal to 0. Minus 2 whole square is what, beta? Any minus number to the power of even power is always going to be positive number only. Okay, 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to 0. Try to understand here. Minus 2 whole square can be written as how? Minus 2 into minus 2, right? Minus into minus here plus 4. That's how I wrote 4 here. Hope it is clear. Hope everyone knows these all basics. Isn't it, people? So 0 is equal to 0. I'm getting, hence x is equal to minus 2 is a root. Similarly, you can check for x is equal to 2 as well. How can you check? X square minus 4 is equal to 0. 2 square minus 4 is equal to 0. 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. 0 is equal to 0. Hence, this is also a root. Hence, proved. Hence, proved. So, what are the roots? Root is nothing but what? If I take that root, substitute in a given equation. If I get LHS is equal to RHS, yes, we can verify that. We can confidently say that that is the root of the given quadratic equation. Yes. Hope everyone knows this. Okay. And one more point we discussed yesterday. What is that point? This point. A quadratic equation can have two distinct real roots, two equal roots, or they may not be, or real roots may not exist. What is the meaning of that? Look at this here. A roots in quadratic equation, beta. A quadratic equation can have how many types of roots?
Equal roots, real roots, and
equal. Real and equal.
imaginary.
Real
Imaginary.
and distinct. Real and distinct. Okay. And one more root you can have, it is an imaginary root. Imaginary root. I told you imaginary root is nothing but if at all I get any
Numbers that have square is negative.
Yes. If I have anywhere like this, square root of -2, square root of -3, something like that. That type of numbers if I get, so they are imaginary roots. Okay. About imaginary roots, you'll be learning in a detailed manner in class 11th again. Don't worry. So a quadratic equation can have what are the type of roots? Real and equal, real and distinct, imaginary roots. Okay, let's see how the graph of these particular cases. In this particular case, how the graph of the particular quadratic equation is going to be. In this particular case, how the graph of the quadratic equation is going to be when the imaginary roots, how the graph is going to be. Let's see that. Look at this here. What are the roots I got, beta? 2 and -2. Are they equal or are they distinct and real? Tell me. They are real, of course. They are real. Okay, real roots. And what they are, distinct or not?
Distinct.
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
They
The
are
distinct.
distinct and real. They are different roots and real numbers. In such case, beta, what happens? This graph, what is this shape is looking like? How this shape is looking like? This shape is called as parabola. What is it? Parabola. Parabola is a topic of conic sections. What is it? Conic sections. Conic sections, which is nothing but if you take a cone, beta, parabola is a part of the cone. That is what I'm trying to say. Conic sections. Parabola is a type of, part of the cone. That is why we are calling that as, it is a section of the conic section. Understood? It is a part of the conic section. Beta, what I'm trying to say here, conic sections, you'll be getting in class 11th again. In the conic section, you'll be having parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola, and circle. All these are parts of what? Conic sections. So that is not our thing. We'll be learning in class 11th. Don't worry. Now our required part is what? This shape. Wherever you get this type of shape, or this type of shape, or this type of shape, or this type of shape, wherever you get this type of U shapes, that particular U shape is called as parabola. You remember, that's it. That is enough for class 10th. Okay. Okay. Parabola. Hope it is clear till this. Are you guys able to understand? Any doubts?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Are you listening the class, everyone? Listening the
Sir,
class?
one doubt, sir.
Yes.
In that parabola also we have to find the signs, no, sir, for A, B, and C. That also in 10th class, or it will be in 11th standard. That one.
I didn't understand your question. In parabola also?
Parabola, the parabola questions they will ask to find the signs of the A and B and C signs.
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
is
We
great.
will learn. We will learn. We will learn. Sign of A and B. If sign of
Ah.
A is positive, how the parabola will be? If A
Yeah,
is
yeah.
positive, yes, sir, we
We
will
will
learn.
learn in 10th standard or
Yes,
11th
I'll
standard.
teach you. I'll teach you. I'll teach you. In class 11
Okay.
we'll study. Now also we'll study. Ruko
Okay.
jara, make sabar karo. Understood my point? Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, just for joke. Look at this here. Okay, now what we are doing here, we got real and distinct root. If I get real and distinct root, what happens? This is my, in fact, x-axis. This is my y-axis, isn't it? This is my y-axis. Okay. In such case, if distinct and real root, if I get so, this parabola cuts x-axis at two distinct points. When, if you are getting distinct roots, beta, what happens? This parabola is cutting x-axis or not? Look at this. It is cutting at one point and at another point. Parabola is cutting x-axis at two distinct points, which is nothing but here and here it is cutting. Cutting or not? Cutting is nothing but it is intersecting x-axis. Okay, that is what he has given. Look at this here. -2 and 2 are the roots of the quadratic equation, which is x square minus 4 is equal to 0. Note, very, very important note. Look at this here. Very, very important note. If the graph of the quadratic polynomial cuts the x-axis at two distinct points, then it has real and distinct roots. Okay. If the graph of the parabola, if the graph of the quadratic equation cutting the x-axis at two different points, then what can I say, beta? That particular quadratic equation has what type of roots? Real and distinct roots. Okay. Hope it is clear. If parabola is cutting x-axis at two distinct points, it has distinct and real roots, or you say real and distinct roots. If the graph of the parabola, look at this. If the graph of the quadratic polynomial touches the x-axis, then it has real and equal roots. How the graph of this second point is going to be? This is the first node, second node, third node. First node, second node, third node. Okay. What is the graph of the first point? This is how the graph of the first point. Okay, and I'm drawing somewhat a small chotu parabola here. Look at this. Small Show to parabola. Look at this here. Let me draw here. Like this. How the graph of the second point is going to be? Touches the x-axis. Touches the x-axis is nothing but like this.
Only the quadrant.
Like this. Okay. Understood my point? Touches the x-axis. Touching or
Yes,
just
sir.
touching? Look at it. It is touching here. Okay. Next. If the graph of the parabola, if the graph of the quadratic polynomial does not cut or touch the x-axis, then it does not have real roots. If it is not real roots, it will be having what type of roots? Imaginary roots. Imaginary roots. Okay, very simple. Imaginary roots. So graph of the, it does not cut, nor touches, nor intersecting. It is not intersecting nor cuts the x-axis. How it will be? Like this. How it will be? It will be something like this. 1 second. This is my x-axis. So it will be like this. It is nor cutting nor intersecting, isn't it? I mean, nor touching the x-axis. Okay. Nor touching and intersecting. Not cut and not touch. It is not even. It is not touching, guys. Look at it. It is not touching and intersecting. It is not touching x-axis nor intersecting x-axis. When it is possible, if it is having imaginary root. If you have imaginary root, the parabola does not cut the x-axis nor touches. Okay, nor touches nor cuts the x-axis. If it is have a real and equal root, it just touches the x-axis, just touches like this. If it is having real and distinct root, it cuts the x-axis at 2 different points. Understood my point? Any doubts?
No doubt.
No, sir.
Sorry?
Sir, after the class, can you send this PDF?
Definitely.
we can
Why
revise.
not? I send you this. I'll send you this. Neatly you can copy. Okay, everything you are writing neatly you can copy that. Okay, perfect.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Guys, now the method, now the concept which we are going to learn is solving a quadratic equation by factorization method. By factorization method. How to solve? How to solve? If you know factorization, what do you mean by factorization? Completing square method. I mean, not completing square method. Yes, you, in fact, you can do that as well, but splitting middle term method. How many of you know splitting middle term method? Splitting will end in 8th standard itself. Am I correct? Isn't
Yes,
it?
sir. Yes, sir.
Look at this here. Let us not waste
Yes,
much
sir.
time on that. 5x, 2x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. So look at this here. How can I factorize this? This is the question I have given to you guys. You know, 2x,
Minus
2x
6x
and 3x we can take, sir.
2x square minus 3x
Minus 2x minus 3x.
minus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. If I take look at this here, okay, you can write this as what? Let's write like this. Minus 2x minus 3x plus 3. Let us take 2x common. If I take x 2x common, x minus 1 I'll remain with. If I take minus 3 common, x minus 1 I'll remain with. Is equal to 0. Again,
3x minus 3 into x minus 1.
is equal to 0. X is equal to 0, 1 or
3/2.
okay. This is what? This is how we solve the quadratic equation by using factorization method. Any doubts till this? Till this, any
No
doubts?
doubt, sir.
No, sir.
Very simple. Very simple. Look at this here. Split the middle term, finding two numbers to my 2 minus 2 and minus 3 such that their sum is equal to coefficient of x and their product is equal to the coefficient of x square and the constant. That's how all the process has been done here. So I hope it is clear, very clear with everyone. I am not going to waste much time on this. Okay, since already you know this concept, let us not waste much time on this. Guys, am I going fast? If anyone finds I'm going fast, I'm talking fast, then you can.
No, sir.
No, sir, it's
No,
fine.
sir.
No,
We are
sir.
going at normal pace.
I need a response from every one of you so that we can teach accordingly. If you are not able to understand,
Yes.
you're going average, sir.
yes, very good. That is how we need to adopt to this. Okay, no problem. Okay, people, look at it. X is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3/2 are the roots of the quadratic equation. So what type of roots are this? Tell me. Real,
Distant roots.
real and distinct. I need a response from every one of you.
Real and distinct roots.
Very, very good. They are real numbers or not? 1 and 3/2. They are real numbers
Yes,
as well as distinct,
Yes, sir.
different numbers. That is why we are calling that as the real and distinct. Oh, very good. Next, guys, look at this here. You can solve quadratic equation in two ways. What are they? Either you can solve in factorization method, or you can solve in completing of square method. This is going to be challenging now. This is going to be very, very important. This is you are going to learn in class 10. So far you didn't learn. Now we'll be learning that. Very simple. Very, very simple. Let me tell you. Look at this here. 2x square minus 8x minus 10 is equal to, is equal to 10 given. So how can I write this? How can I write this as? Is the question.
2x square minus 8x minus 10 is equal to 0.
2x square, 1 second people, yes. 2x square minus 8x minus 10 is equal to 0. Here, but I look at this here, I have 2x square. Let me tell you the steps. Let me tell you the required steps to solve a quadratic equation by using completing square method. What is that? What is this? Completing square method. First of all, let us try to understand what is complete square. Complete square is nothing but what, beta? Making given expression. Are you guys listening the class? Listening the class? Focus.
Yes, sir.
Focus,
Yes,
focus.
sir.
Look at this
Yes,
here.
sir.
The given quadratic equation, we have to make as a perfect square, which is nothing but, look at this, x square, x minus 2 whole square is equal to 0. Wait, look at this here. For suppose I'm taking an example, just forget about the question for a while. Forget about the question. Don't think about the question for a while. Keep it aside. Now let's talk about x minus 2 whole square. If you solve x minus 2 whole square, what do you get, beta? A square plus b square minus 4x is equal to 0. Perfect? Yes. Now tell me whether it is a quadratic equation or not. The given the expansion which I got, x
Yes,
square
sir.
minus 4x plus 4
Yes,
is equal
sir.
to 0. It is a quadratic equation or not? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now this quadratic equation can be written as x minus 2 whole square or not? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Which is nothing but here he has given some quadratic equation. You have to write in terms of like this, in terms of perfect square. How can I write 2x square minus 8x minus 10 as a perfect square? Perfect square is nothing but what, beta? Look at this here. If I say 49, 49 is a perfect square or not? 7 into 7 I'm writing. Here x minus 2 whole square, I'm saying it as a perfect square. How can you say it is a perfect square? Why? Because I can write it as 2 times like this. Both are same or not? Yes or no, beta? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Ah.
Yes, sir.
Now leave this, leave this. Now let's jump into the question. How can I make the given quadratic equation as a perfect square? First and foremost step is what, beta? Make the coefficient of x square as 1. What is the first step? Make
Coefficient of x is 1.
coefficient of x square is equal to 1. Make sure that you are doing that first. How can I make coefficient of x square as 1? By dividing by 2. That's it. How can I do? Look at this, 2x
So
square.
like by taking 2 common.
Taking 2 common, you say dividing by 2. Look at this on both sides. Can I do?
Yes, sir.
So x square minus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. 0 by 2, 0 is the, isn't it? Yes or no? I
Yes,
made
sir.
that. Next. Okay. Next. What I do, beta? Look at this here. Sorry. I didn't get you. Hello? Someone is talking.
No, sir.
Next step is, look at this here. Next step is what we have to do. I made a coefficient of x square as 1. What I have to do now? Add the square of the coefficient of x. What I'm doing here? What is the coefficient of x here, beta? Tell me. Coefficient of x.
4.
Half of the coefficient. Add the square of the half of the. 1 second. Let me write half of the. I add the square of the half of the coefficient of x. What is the meaning of this? Look at it here. What I meant to say here is, What is the coefficient of x here, beta? What is the coefficient of x? Hello. It could be plus, minus, anything. It can be plus, it can be minus. I have minus 4 here. Huh. So what is the half of that?
2, sir. -2.
Yes. What is the half of the minus 4? Minus 2, right? So I'll be adding and subtracting minus 2. Huh. Look at this. So first step is what? I made my x square coefficient as 1. I got an equation called x square minus 4x minus 5 is equal to 0. Perfect. Everyone know. Guys, all this story is given like this only. All the story is given to you. All the story is given to you. These 2 points only. These 2 points only all the story gives you. Let's see how can we solve this now. Look at this, what I told beta. I told you beta next. What is the first point I did? Very good. Second point is what? Add the square of the half of the coefficient of x. What is the half of the half is what here? -2 or not? Isn't it? Isn't it or not?
-2, sir.
-2. Perfect. So x square minus 4x. I'll be adding -2. Okay, I'll be adding -2 and look at this here. -2 on both sides.
Sir, -2 square, no, sir.
It's a -2 square.
-2 square is what? 4. -2 square is what? 4. Very good. Half of the square. What is the square? We forgot square. Square is what? 4. Okay. Add the square of the half of the coefficient of x to both sides. So look at this here, -4x. So what is the square here? 4, isn't it beta? 4. I have to add what now? I have to add 4 on both sides, isn't it?
Yes.
0 plus.
Yes, sir.
Clear? Yes. Now, if you observe this properly, look at this here. Now, this. Now, let us write that in next step. Let us simplify this first. Okay. Okay. Plus 4 minus 5 minus 4 is equal to 0. Clear? Clear? Understood? Sir, I don't want to add on both sides. Let us make one simple thing. Adding and subtracting half of the square of the, look at this. Adding and subtracting, can I say? Adding 4, subtracting 4. -5 is as it is here. Simple. Khel khatam. Understood? Understood my point?
Yes, sir.
No,
So, yes. No. What I'm trying to say here is add the square of the half of the coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x here? -2, right? What is the square of that? 4. I'm adding 4, subtracting 4. This -5 is as it is here. I'm not disturbing that minus.
Then what's the point of adding and subtracting 4 when I get 0?
Yes.
yes.
Let me tell you. Look at this here. If I add this over, look at this here. This becomes what? And this becomes what? Tell me. Now
So
look
like
at,
the first equation is of the form a plus b whole square.
yes, a minus b whole square
Yes,
minus
sir.
9 is equal to 0. Now look at this. A minus x minus 2 whole square minus 9 can be written as 3 square is equal to 0. Isn't it? Getting my
Yes,
point?
right.
Sir.
Isn't it?
Square minus b.
A square minus b square. So a plus b into, sorry, a plus b, right? A, what is a here? What is a here? 1 second. A plus b into a minus b is equal to 0. So x plus 1 into x minus 5 is equal to 0. So x is equal to -1 or x is equal to 5. Clear? This is how we can do square method. Kavya Singhal, you was asking something. I'll let you know. I'll tell you a doubt. Look at this here. What I told, add the square of the half of the coefficient of x. I told you added. Okay.
Yes, sir.
X square minus 4x. I added 4 here. I added 4 minus 5 as it is. I wrote. I added 4 on both sides. Am I correct? I
Yes,
added
sir.
4 on both sides. I'm bringing this 4 left hand side. If I bring left hand side, that becomes what? Plus 4 minus 4, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now, can I say that statement as adding and subtracting 4 on both sides? I mean, adding and subtracting 4 to the given equation. Can I say that?
Yes, sir.
Both are same only, right? Adding on both sides is nothing but adding, subtracting 4 Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Here, instead of don't go through all that, only simple 2 points. What is that? Make the coefficient of x square as 1, add the square of the coefficient of, add and subtract. Let's say that. Look at it here. Let me write here. Add add and subtract. Let us write the point. Add and subtract the square of the coefficient of half of the coefficient of x. Clear this point? Add and subtract the square of the half of the coefficient of x. Okay, we will solve many questions. We'll solve the questions. We'll solve the no.
Here I have a doubt, sir.
Yes, tell me, Shreya.
Yeah, you got here x minus 2 square minus 3 square. After that step, x minus 2 plus 3 into x minus 2 minus 3.
Look at this here. How it is looking like, Shreya? Isn't it looking like a square minus b square is equal to 0? A square minus b square can be written as what? A plus b into a minus b. What is a here?
Yeah, okay,
What is a here? A is x minus 2. B is what?
A is equal to x minus 2.
A is what here? X minus 2 minus b is what? 3 is equal to 0. That's how I wrote this train.
Okay. Means I'm thinking x is equal to a, 2 is equal to b, 3 is equal to
No. X minus 2 is fully a here. B is what? B is what?
B is 3 square.
B is 3.
Now I understood.
Very good. Any doubts? Do you have any doubts so far? Now, I'm going to check now. I'm going to test how many of you understood the completing square method. I'm going to give you multiple questions now. I'll give you 2 to 3 questions. Let's see how many of you are going to give me the answer. Okay, look at this here. Let me give you the questions. So 5x square minus 6x minus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, let's guys, don't reveal the answer. Please tell me the answer privately. First of all, you tell me the answer of the first question. First of all, you tell me completing square method only. Completing square method only. Don't solve factorization, please. Normal method. Completing square method. Okay.
Sir, once can you show the first step which you have written?
Make the coefficient of x square 1 beta. That was the step.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Sir, could you show the question?
Look at this. So first of all, don't give me the answer of the second question. Tell me the answer of the first question first of all. Tell me the answer of the first question, quick. I'm not going to give you much time, only 1 minute of time. Don't write neatly, rough calculation. Only first question. How many have you done?
Select the first one. I'm not getting up the form a square minus b square, sir.
Yes, sir. Me too.
You're not getting?
In the form a square minus b square.
You're not getting in such a way? No problem.
Sorry, sir.
Sir, I'm getting 1 minute. 1 minute.
Yes. Okay, no problem. Look at, let me solve this question. Let me solve this question.
So shared is the first one.
Done with the first answer.
Yes, I've shared my answer.
Look at this here. First of all, check whether the coefficient of x square 1 or not. It is not 1. So what I have to do, we have to make it as 1. How? Dividing with 5 on both sides. Okay, 5 got cancelled, 5 got cancelled. So what you left with now? 6 by 5 x minus 1 is equal to 0. So what I told, this is the first step. Okay, next step is what? What is the next step? Half of the square of the half of the coefficient of x. Look at this here. What is the half of the minus 6 by 5 by 2? Which is nothing but what? Minus 6 by 10, correct? So which is nothing but minus 3 by 5. What is the square? This is half. What is the square of this? 9 by 25. Correct or not? People are able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is half. This is square. Okay. Now I'm adding, subtracting that. 6 by 5x plus 9 by 25. Okay. I think Mohit, you got it now, Mohit?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Very good.
Sir, I
There's
got
some
the
network
answer, sir, of
problem.
that question. Can I
Look at
send
this
you in
here.
private?
Yes, yes, yes. Please, please, please. Look at this here, beta. So I added half, of what is half here? Minus 3 by 5. What is the square of that? 9 by 25. So adding 9 by 5, subtracting 9 by 25, minus 1 as it is. Any doubt till this step? Till this step, do you guys have any doubts? Look at this here.
No, sir.
If I cancel this and this,
No.
again, I'll be getting the same equation here. Okay. Now look at this here. Considering this, if I consider only these 3 terms, and if I consider only these last 2 terms, simplify that, what you're going to get? So a square, a minus b. Can I write a minus b whole square? A minus 3 by 5 whole square. How? Here 9 by 25 I have it. 9 by 25 is nothing but I'm having already b value here. What is that? 3 by 5. So x minus 3 by 5 whole square or not? If you expand this, again you will get this. Into minus 9. How much? If you add this to how much?
Minus 34 by 25.
Minus 34 by
25.
25 is equal to 0. Very good. So this is what we get. Any doubts till this?
Nothing, no doubt, sir.
Till this, any doubt?
So how did we get 34 there, sir?
LCM.
Oh, okay, sir.
Minus 9 minus 25 by 25. Look at it here.
Yes.
Okay. This is how. Till this, anyone, how many of you did, guys?
Sir, I sent you answer also.
How many of you did, beta? You sent the answer as well?
Yeah, sir, I sent.
Okay, let me check. Very good, very good.
That is correct or wrong, I don't know.
Now look at this here. How can I write this as x minus 3 by 5 whole square minus 34 by 25, okay, is equal to 0, in fact, is equal to 0, is equal to 0. This can be written as what? X minus 3 by 5 whole square minus, can I write root 34 by 5 whole square is equal to 0? Can we write like that?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
a again same story, a square minus b square is equal to 0. So a plus b into a minus b is equal to 0, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
A plus b into a minus b is equal to 0. So this is how I get. If you simplify this, that is what your answer. X is equal to what?
3 by 5 minus root 3, 34 by 5.
Yes, this is somewhat lengthy question. No problem. Hope you guys are understanding.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is what the x value. Which means what? If I substitute this x value again in the given equation, that must satisfy. Then only our answer is correct. Look at
Yes,
it.
sir.
Okay, this is second question. Look at the second question now. I am having the second question here. Okay, I'm having the second question here. Look at this here. Second question. How can you solve the second question? Very simple. What is my first step? To check whether the coefficient of x square is 1 or not. Yes. Coefficient of x square is
It's
or
one.
not?
Yes, sir. One
Coefficient-
only.
Yes, 1. So need not check the first step. First step is perfect here. My first step, one second. I think I'm not able to select the pen. Let me. First step, guys. As I told you in the last class, I'm going to take like a couple of minutes extra, half an hour extra. Let us do that. Shall I?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Look at it here. So first step done. What is the next step? Next step is what? I need to add and subtract half of the square of the, square of the half of the coefficient of x. So what is the square of the half of, what is the half here? What is half? 2.
2.
What is the
2, sir.
square? 4. I need to add and
4.
subtract 4 here. So plus 4 minus 5 is equal to, I think we did this question. X plus 2 whole square minus 9 is equal to 0. So x plus 2 whole square minus 3 whole square is equal to 0. So a plus b into a minus b is equal to 0. X plus 5, x minus 1 is equal to 0. X is equal to minus 5, x is equal to 1. These are the roots. Okay, understood? Any doubts? Any doubts till this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
This is half, this is square. Okay, clear? Hope it is clear with everyone.
Yes, sir. It's clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
What about others? I'm not getting response from any girl.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Fantastic. Look at it here. How can I solve the third question? Look at this here. Okay. So look at this. First coefficient of x is 1 or not? Not 1. First coefficient of x square. How can I make that? Divide that. 3x square by 3 minus 5x by 3 plus 2 by 3 is equal to 0. Make it fast. Check. What is the answer? Let's see how many of you are going to give the first answer. I'm going to select top 5 students now. I'm going to select top 5 students. So already many of you done. Congratulations, Kavya. Oh, I think there is a previous question. No, I'm going to select top 5 students. Come on.
Sir, is it 2 by 2, the third question?
Sorry, beta.
Sir, what is it, sir, the solution? You wrote something 2 by?
Where? 2 by 3. I'm dividing it to 3. To make coefficient of x square, what I'm doing, I'm dividing with 3 on both sides. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
2 by 3 is equal to 0. Okay. So what is my next step? Top 5 students. Okay, sir, could you reshare your screen? It is not visible for me. Deepshika. Okay, Deepshika, for you, I'm doing that. Bhumika. Okay. Bhumika, are you able to understand Bhumika?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Top 5
Sir, I
students.
said my answer.
Very good,
It is
Shreyan.
correct.
Very good, Shreyan. Very good, very good. Let's see whether you are correct or not. Very good, but fantastic. Shreyan is the top. Shreyan is the top. Make it fast. Make it fast. Let's see. Quick, 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 quick. I didn't get the answer. Time up, time up, time up. Stop writing. I'll tell you now. Look at it here. What is the half of the minus 5 by 3? Minus 5 by 6, isn't it? What is the square of minus 5 by 6? 25 by 36. Adding, subtracting 25 by 36. Adding and subtracting 25 by 36. Okay. So look at this now. X square minus 5 by 3x plus 25 by 36 minus 25 by 36 plus 2 by 3 is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. Okay, children, tell me now. Look at this here. X square minus, I added. If I cancel these two again, I'll get back my original equation. Am I correct? So how can I write this now? How can I write these three terms as? How can I write these three terms as? And how can I write the last two terms as? Check. Check. How can I modify this? Look at this here. X minus 5 by 6 whole square. Can I write like that? Isn't it, people? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Very good. Now
Yes,
simplify
sir.
these two. Simplify these two. Minus 25 by 36. Taking LCM. What is LCM? 36 comma 3. What is LCM? 36 is LCM. So minus 25 as it is. So 12, 4. So minus 1 by 36. So minus 1 by 36 is equal to 0. Understood how I wrote minus 1 by 36? I took LCM for this part and simplified that. Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
I'm not
Yes,
getting
sir.
response from any
Yeah.
girl.
Sir, clear.
Yes, sir.
People started leaving. Nitya, are you able to
Yes,
understand
sir.
Nitya? Ritvik, Satvik, Akshara, Bhumika, Krishna, Bhargav. Bhargav, where are you, Bhargav?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to understand Bhargav?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now look at this here. So this can be written as what now? A minus A square minus B square. So A plus B into A minus B is equal to 0. Correct or not? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Sir.
Very good. Very good. Next. Look at this. So A plus B. So solve this now. Minus 4 by 6 or not? Into x minus 6 by 6 is equal to 0. So x minus 2 by 3 is equal to 0, or x minus 6 will get cancelled. So x minus 1 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 2 by 3. All right. Understood my point?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Yes, sir.
So x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 or x is equal to 2 by 3 is the solution of the given quadratic equation. Hope it is clear. Any doubts till this? Till this, any doubts, people? All you need to do here is first check whether you
No
have
doubt, sir.
coefficient of x square is 1 or not. If not 1, what do you have to do? Make it as 1. In second step, what we do? We take half of the, square of the half of the coefficient of x. We'll take square of whom? Of half of the coefficient of x. Okay. Understood my point? Try to understand the statement. Square of the half of the coefficient of x. Repeating again and again because many students make a mistake there only. Okay, next. We'll solve the last question and we'll leave the class. We'll meet in the next class. Let's see fourth question. How many of you will give the answer correctly? Fourth question. Quick. Quick.
So once can you show the solution of third one?
Look at this.
Yes, sir.
Time up, guys. You can't take this much time. You have to be so sharp. Look at this here. Very simple, very simple. Calculate very fastly. Look at this here. Let me teach. I don't get any answer from any one of you. I give enough time. I give more than 1 minute. I give more than 1 minute. Solve it fast, very fast. Look at this here. Direct step. X square 3 by 4x plus 5 by 4. Till this step, any doubts? Any doubt? Coefficient of x square is not 1.
No,
I
sir.
divided directly I wrote. Now what I have to add and subtract here? What I have to add and subtract? 9 by 64. Half of this how much? 3 by how much?
8,
3 by
sir.
8. So this is half. What is
So
square?
9
9 by 64. This is square. This is just mind calculation. Okay, 9x. Subtracting 9 by 64 and adding 9 by 64 plus 5 by 4 as it is. Okay, now look at this. First 3 terms you select and last 2 terms you select always. Look at this. What do you get here now? X plus 3 by 8 whole square or not? Now how much here? What is LCM? What is LCM beta? 64 is LCM. So minus 9 plus how many times? 16 5 80 times. Am I correct? Understood or not?
Understood, sir. Understood.
I'm not getting response from many of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next. Look at this here. So what is this now? X plus 3 by 8 whole square plus 71 by 4 whole square. 71 by 4 is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. Clear? Any doubts till this? Till this,
No
any
doubt,
doubts?
sir.
No doubt, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So now this can be written as what? 3 by 8 whole square root 71 by 2 whole square. Am I correct? Okay, isn't it? Understood my point?
Understood.
And now here it is looking like a square plus b square.
Yes,
A square plus b square formula is what? a plus b whole square minus 2ab or plus 2ab. Look at this here. Look at this here. Can I write this as a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. From this I got this. Let me show you properly. You might have learned in class 8 algebraic identities. Okay, I have a square plus b square here. Okay, a square plus b square is what? A plus b whole square minus 2ab. Correct? Understood my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is a formula I'm using here now. What is a here now? This is my a, this is my b. Okay, so a plus b whole square, a plus b whole square minus 2 times of a into b is equal to 0. Okay. Yes. So next, look at this here now. What can we do here? Any calculation mistake we made? Check once. Any plus minus, any mistake? No, I don't think so. I think absolutely right.
Yes.
Correct, right? 3x. Yes. Very good. Very good. Minus 71. How much you got? Yes. So look at this here, beta. Instead of doing this, can I decide one thing here? Can we decide one thing? Can we do one thing here? Very simple. Instead of doing all this, I got till this. You simply stop here. Till this, you don't know complex numbers, right? You don't know complex numbers. You leave till this. Don't do all this. You leave here itself. I'll tell you one thing. X plus 3 by 8 whole square is equal to minus 71 by 4. Correct? Minus 71 by 4. Here we are not able to make any perfect square. Here square of negative number is not possible. That is what you learned so far. Okay. Here it is imaginary root or not? Roots are imaginary here. Roots are imaginary. So you say doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. You say that square of any number can't be, square of negative number is not possible. We learned so far. Am I correct? So far, that is what we learned, isn't it? Guys, till 10th standard, you
Yes, sir.
did not learn square root of any negative number. So what you write doesn't exist, you write. Simple. In class 11th, you'll be learning that, we'll be teaching you there. Don't worry. Now, as of now, what you write? Square of any negative number is not possible, so doesn't exist, you write. That is your answer. Need not to go with any like a plus b whole square again and again. Okay, understood my point? Since square of any negative number cannot be negative, so answer doesn't exist. That's it. You keep it as such.
Yes.
This is your answer. If anywhere
Okay,
you
sir.
get, if anywhere you get something like this, what you write? Doesn't exist. Answer is doesn't exist. Why we are writing like that? Why? Because we didn't learn square of negative numbers. Okay. Square of negative numbers you will be learning in class 11. Do not worry. Okay. Understood my point? Any doubts, beta? Any doubts?
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Okay, beta.
No, sir.
So let's retire now. We will meet in the next session. Until then, goodbye. I'll be giving you a couple of questions as a homework. So take
Yes.
that as homework. Okay. Solve it. If at all any doubts you have, you just ask me in the next class. Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye,
Okay,
sir.
sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Hope you understand.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.